This map shows the layout of the mall food court, with the restrooms in the lower right corner. And at the top of the sketch, that's Blondie's Cookies, where 22-year-old Eli Dicken was standing with his own gun and opened fire from a distance estimated at perhaps 30 yards, putting an end to the tragedy.
All right, good morning, everybody. You remember last week there was a shooting in Greenwood Mall in Indiana. A young man, 22 years old, his name was Eli Dicken. He stopped a mass shooting. There were 3 casualties. You need to pray for those families. You need to pray for that young man. It's a very serious and a sober event, but he's a hero nonetheless, and we should applaud him as a hero. So what I want to do this morning is just the very best I can, which I cannot do because you cannot replicate dynamic stress or duress. But the very best I can, I want to replicate the shots that he made. He was 80%, 8 for 10, at 40 yards on a human torso, from what I understand from the news reports. And he was under duress, dynamic stress. So if you walk down here, he's steadying himself against a pole. I'm going to use this barricade as a pole, and I have a 40-yard SEB target down here that I'm going to use. I'm going to set up one camera on that target and then another camera on me. This is going to be cold. It's early in the morning, and I'm assuming he went to the mall and he was just walking around with his girlfriend, and then all of a sudden he had to take action. And so that's the way we're going to do it. I have no practice rounds. We're just going to set up the target, set up the shots, and it's going to be cold right out of the gate. And if I miss, I miss. And if I don't miss, then we'll see how difficult it is. So I'm going to set this camera. And what I want to accomplish is I want to get at least 8 out of 10 inside the bowling pin. It's a little smaller than a silhouette target, but hopefully I want to get 8 out of 10 inside that bowling pin. And we'll see how that works. So what I'm going to do, I have self-defense rounds. I'm going to empty those. I've got 10 target ammo in my other pocket. I'm going to load those up, and then I'm going to sprint back and forth to try and create some physical stress. You should do that when you practice every once in a while, because when a guy comes out of a bathroom in the mall with an AR-15 rifle and starts shooting people, and you're surprised by that and you start hearing shots, your blood pressure is going to go up, your breathing is going to constrict, you may get tunnel vision, you may get auditory exclusion, you're going to have all kind of physical things that happen to your body in fight or flight, and you have to be able to perform under that. We can't replicate it. I have a good friend who was a SWAT member for a long time, and he said, with the young SWAT guys, they cannot replicate dynamic stress. They have to ease them into the field to try and help them deal with that dynamic stress. And it's still a very difficult thing. It's just one thing you can't replicate. But we're going to do our best just physically to replicate that here. Get that last round out. All right, so I got 10 rounds, 1 in the chamber, 9 in the mag, and I'm going to go for a little run while I'm being videoed, and when I'm winded, I'm going to come back to that barricade. I'm going to start a timer, and then I'm going to be called time in 15 seconds. That was one thing he did. As soon as the shooting started, within 15 seconds, the threat was neutralized. The last one, I'm going to go past this and then come to it. All right, get ready. There's a shooter coming out of the bathroom.
time.
All right, you can see I went over time. So it's not easy to do to calm yourself down and settle yourself with a shot. Let's go down range and see how we did. All right, so I have one headshot there, one close, another there, torso, torso. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's 8, and 2 of them aren't even on the paper. So I have 2, 3, 4, almost 5 lethal shots. I've got 4 lethal shots. And so he would have been taken care of in that amount of time. But you can see it's very difficult under stress to do that and steady yourself. So we need to train under stress. I hope that helps you. Lessons to be taken away from it. First and foremost, you never know what a day will bring forth. And so you might leave that day and think you're gonna go walk around the mall, but then someone comes out of the bathroom with an AR and you're called upon to defend yourself, to defend those you love that are with you, which Eli did, and then to defend the people around you. And so you have to be ready to do that. So the big takeaway is you have to pray and you have to train. You know, we set out on the day, but we never know what's going to happen. And so practice and train so that you can defend yourself and those you love. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. God bless you and yours.